Hi everyone and welcome to our very first episode of Dropee Talks. I am your host Yu, and in this series we will be sharing insights and strategies for business owners like you to kickstart and succeed in your online business. So in today's episode, we have a very special guest, Liu Yijun, CEO and co-founder of Radical Labs. So Yijun, could you please give us a short introduction of yourself?
Hi everyone, my name is Zijun. I am a co-founder and CEO of Radical Labs. So Radical Labs is a retail innovation company that aims to help brands and retailers to go digital seamlessly.
So today we will be talking about how COVID-19 has affected businesses and how it turns into a game changer in the retail scene. But before we start, how did the idea of starting Radical Labs come to you?
So we started Radical Labs, me and my co-founder Yancy started Radical Labs in 2018. Since then, we have helped clients such as Sunshine, Survey Hypermarket in Sabah, Larry Shoes, and a few other brands to digitalize their businesses, whether it's on operational level or e-commerce. So we started when I was tasked to help Sunshine to do digitalization and also e-commerce back then in 2017 and 2018. And then I realized that there's a gap between software house and retail companies because they don't quite understand each other. So I feel that there's a need for a retail-oriented consultancy firm to come up. So that's when we decided to start Radical Labs.
All right. So usually with the current CMCO and also the ongoing pandemic, has it affected the way you run your company?
Well, first of all, we are working from home now. Even though we are very much a face-to-face kind of team. So one of the key challenges when it comes to working from home is that it will test the trust between your team members, and also more importantly, disciplines. When you don't have any peers working side by side, it's very important to keep yourself disciplined and to keep hit object to tasks that you are supposed to do. Okay, sorry, my AirPods just fell.
It's all right. So, from what you said, you're not being able to meet face-to-face with your team members. It's proven to be very difficult, and it has proven to, it's kind of like a mini roadblock, but you have found ways to, get over it. But in terms of customer relationship, not being able to meet them face-to-face, has that affected you in any way?
Yes. Especially in the early stage of MCO, because we Malaysians, we are very much of a face-to-face kind of person, and when it comes to face-to-face, there are a lot of things that can help your pitch. For example, like the way you illustrate yourself, and then the emotions and all that. But it's very hard to do that when you are doing it in front of a computer. So that's when things like charts, infograph comes into play. People need more of these numbers and facts to convince them, because it's not just about being a very charismatic businessman anymore.
And have you noticed any differences in how businesses are operating during this period? Because before COVID-19 started, roughly around maybe 70 to 80% of businesses were online. But then, now with the implementation of CMCO and with the ongoing pandemic, how do you think, or have you noticed any differences in how business are operating?
Well, one thing we can all agree is that COVID gave pretty much everyone, a crash course on e-commerce. Like my grandparents are now learning how to order Grab food. So previously we are seeing 70-80% of businesses that are online. When we say online, right, it means that they either have a Facebook page or website. It doesn't necessarily mean they are selling online. But with COVID, post-COVID, we are seeing at least like 90% of the businesses are online and doing e-commerce. So I think there's a huge spike of businesses going online, selling online right now. So whether it's Shopee, Lazada, or even Facebook groups,
All right. With your experience, in running an e-commerce platform, could you share why going online is so beneficial to businesses, and if this is something that will continue after the pandemic is over?
Yes, I think going online is undoubtedly becoming a norm. Every businesses should look into going online and selling online. whether whether you're doing products or services, you should. Yeah. So going online, there are a lot of benefits and advantages. It increases your brand easier, and then like for example, we talk about Team, the services platform. So before Team, I have to call my dad to ask for a plumber contact. If I need any, and then the plumber that he gave me might be the only one that he knew from Penang, but I need it in KL. Yeah. So with Team, I can now see all these service providers that are offering similar services, and when you are offering that kind of services, you should look into be there as well, so you can capture all these customers that have not known about you. So that's one thing. And then another example is that if you are doing FMCG or retailing, companies like Dropee Marketplace can help you to find other business customers. So B2B side, there are a lot of options, and then most importantly, when it comes to online, being online is that it brings your brand closer to your customers, whether it's customer services or sales or feedbacks. It's so much easier to be in touch with your customer right now with by just being there. Yeah.
So like you said, more business owners are going online to sell their things, and when they go online, where do you think they usually go? Do they sell on marketplaces, or do they build their own web store?
I think most of the businesses, SMEs, they go online. The first step they do is they always go into marketplaces. So there are a lot of marketplaces out there right now. Shopee, Lazada are the clear leader of marketplaces in the pretty much everything. They sell a lot of things. And then when it comes to fashion, you have the Zalora, Fashion Valley, and then when it comes to B2B, obviously Dropee is doing a great job on leading the B2B marketplace scene. And then I think going through the marketplace is usually the first step they do, because it's easier, and then you pretty much leave everything to the marketplace provider, because they handle the refunds, the payments, the product exposure, and also they one of the biggest advantages, they bring traffic to the site, and then you get to reach that kind of traffic, which are enormous. And, so yeah, and then also when it comes to building your own website, I think a lot of businesses are doing that, but not as much as businesses going through marketplaces. There are a lot of tools that are very affordable, like Easy Shop or Shopify, or even like WordPress, WooCommerce, that can help a business to go online. But usually they will start by going through marketplaces first. Yeah.
So let's say this particular business is doing very, very well on their on a marketplace. So should they actually consider building their website if they are doing very well on a marketplace already?
I have been telling people about this really good example of businesses doing both, which is Adidas. Okay, but of course Adidas is a global brand. They have all the budget they need to do this and to succeed in both platforms. But what they do is very interesting. They have their own website to provide more unique and crafted experience for their customers, and they do it together with a very good reward system, to keep the customers from coming back. The customer loyalty is, program is fantastic over there. And then on the other hand, they are also doing very well in marketplaces. They're almost in every marketplaces possible. And then, but how they treat all these marketplaces is that they consolidate the offline stores, and then they do more aggressive promotions on marketplaces. So they catch best of both worlds pretty much. So they use their own website for more new products and all that, and then the other hand to clear stocks fast. Yeah. So I think if you're doing very well on marketplace, you would have gotten your own follower base, like your own followers on Shopee or Lazada. You can actually consider doing this kind of approach on marketplaces, because one thing we all have learned from marketplaces is that the brand loyalty is not as high over at marketplaces because you are exposing yourself to all of the competitors as well. So by doing your own website, you can strengthen the bonds, between your brand and your customers. So please, you should if you are doing very good on marketplaces already, you should definitely look into having your own website, creating your own loyalty system, and engage better with your customers.
Okay, so viewers, please take note of what Adrian just said. Okay, so Adrian, but new business owners, those who are looking to list their products on marketplaces, and for those who plans to operate their own websites, what do you think they should be careful of?
I think there are a lot of marketplaces out there right now. So I think I've mentioned this a few times, but all of these marketplaces, they share pretty much the same, the basics. So that you should look into. So for example, payback period. How long does it take for the platform to give you the money that the customer have paid, and then the transaction fees, and then if there is any hidden charge, because for example, like Shopee, there are they charge differently if you are on Shopee Mall or not, and then there are also a lot of hidden, not hidden, it's definitely not hidden at all. There are a lot of other charges. For example, if you participate in their cashback program, and then you're usually opt in automatically, but you can always opt out if you are not using that kind of services. So you should understand the platform and how they charge you before going on board. And also, I think with all these marketplaces out there, different marketplaces have their own unique selling point and also their own audience and purpose. So you have to really understand how these marketplaces can help your brand to get to the right audience. So for example, if you are a fashion company, if you're a fashion retailer, instead of selling on going Shopee, Lazada first, you can look into Zalora because they are pioneer in the fashion marketplace. Or Fashion Valley if you're more premium brand. And then on the other hand, if you are a retailer, you can look into like Dropee, to expose yourself to other B2B players. So understand how the platform can help you before going on board. And also I think if you are on Shopee, Lazada, it's very important to have your own content. So the content I mean is not it's not posting and stuff. It's more like for example, when it comes to product photos, you should take your own photos instead of just grabbing those from Google and all that. And then like basic stuff like putting a watermark on the photo itself will help a lot to when it comes to differentiating yourself to the dozens of competitors that are selling similar products, because you can present yourself in a more quality manner. So it will then translate to a conversion because the customer will feel more trusted because they are seeing all these people selling same products. So I think it's one of the quickest and more direct way to get them on board.
So apart from that, I'm sure a lot of customers, they ask this question: is selling online the same as selling offline?
Well, it is very different. Not that that much of a difference if you look into the sales cycle and all that. But one biggest difference is that online stores are 24/7. You can have your orders come in at 3 a.m. Customers might be asking questions at 11, 12 p.m. So online stores are open all the time, and then you don't get that offline, unless you're selling in Family Mart or 7-Eleven. But even now they are closing it. So 7-Eleven is literally 7-Eleven right now. And then offline stores have their own advantage as well, because offline stores are usually more trustworthy. Because especially in when it comes to like our how to put it, when it comes to like Malaysians, because we can see the job there, we feel like
face to face.
Yeah, it's there. So it has been there for let's say 2 years, 3 years. So it's safe for me to buy there. But so when you are doing online, you need to do more when it comes to like convincing, and also sending the trust online. So that's one of the things that you are looking at. So, but other than that, it's the pretty much the same. Like except you don't have to like put your stocks everywhere. If you are a chain, if you are like, say for example, if you are a FMCG brand, if you are doing things on you are doing sales offline, means you need a lot of stocks to be, and then you have to go through distributor. You have to put your stocks with distributors so that they can put it in all the like Aeon, Parkson, for example. But online, you just need one warehouse, and then you can start selling.
So we've been talking about how business owners they go to marketplaces, they go to set up websites themselves. But let's switch it around. How does e-commerce platforms like Radical Labs, how do you guys reach out to potential clients instead?
We are only online. So if you want to understand us better, you can head to www.radicals.io to look at the site, and then you can reach out to us. There's a contact form, either that, or you can reach out to me. So other than that, we usually get referrals from our existing customers. So I think that's about it.
Okay. And then Yijun, helping your clients go online, were there any challenges that Radical Labs faced in the process of doing that?
Yes. So one of the most common question I usually get when I speak to like retailers in general is that they are all like afraid. If they are once they do online, then it will eat into their offline market share. So or offline customer base. So I really want to assure people that are out there listening to this right now is that that could happen, but it's not as much as what you would have thought, because online customers are very different to as compared to offline customers, because like right now we are seeing online from what we have experienced that online customers are usually younger. They are I think young parents are one of the top online purchaser right now. People like me, for example, I shop online for my mom. So when it comes to people like us, when you are not online, it won't push me to walk into your offline store because I want to buy that. I will just hop to the other store and then buy that product that they are offering, or if not, then I will buy the similar product that's closest possible to what you have got to offer, because convenience is usually the top priority when it comes to online purchase. And then so if you're not there, if you're online, then chances are you might be able to get customers like me. But if you're not, then you will not get me at all. So don't have to worry about this. Just do online and then work with partners that can help you to get your products to the right audience. If you're doing it correctly, it could actually broaden up and expand your customer base, because you can now target people that have have not known about you, and then people that are previously interested in your competitor's product, but now they have more options to choose from. So I think it's very important to have this kind of mindset, be open, and then just do it.
Okay. So business owners, please take note on what Yijun just said, right? Okay. And I think that pretty much wraps up our first episode. Okay. Huge thank you to Yijun for joining us today on Dropee Talks. And
thank you.
So, Yijun, is there anything you would like to share with fellow business owners or those planning to start a business online?
I think when if you're starting out online, I think we pretty much covered. Be careful with the platforms that you go with. You want platforms that will associate your product better. And then if you're existing retailer or brands, I think this is the right time to go digital right now. Because we all have to agree this is pretty much a low peak season. So leverage now to start digitalizing. When I say digitalizing, right, it doesn't mean that you should build your website or sell online. it's doing more than that. So go into look into digitalizing your operation level, your your human resources, for example, or talk to companies that can help you to do that, like auto replenishing, or talk to Dropee to digitalize your procurement effort and all that. So, and it is the best time right now because governments and agencies are doing a lot more than pre-COVID to help you to go there. So a lot of incentives and initiatives have been have came out to help you do that. So and a lot of partners are there to ready to service you. So use what you have now, ride on the wave, and then do more online. Yeah, that's what I would want to say.
Wise words from you, Juna. So if you're interested and would like to know more about Dropee or Radical Labs, do visit us on our websites and social media platforms, and the links will be in the description box below. So be sure to tune in to our next episode. If you would like us to share more on a certain topic, anything you'd like to know, just leave a comment in the comment section. And until then, I'll see you on the next episode of Dropee Talk.